Hi everyone. Well, we've reached another milestone in the launch of the second edition of Dark Mirror, The Inner Work of Witchcraft. Look at the lovely cover. I'm just really happy that this book is being published by the Doreen Valiente Foundation and the Centre for Pagan Studies. The Doreen Valiente Foundation was founded in 1999, shortly after Doreen Valiente had sadly passed on, by John and Julie Bellum-Payne, and I have been peripherally involved with some of their activities. I used to post their thought for the day in the Facebook group, and you may also know that John and Julie founded the Centre for Pagan Studies sometime before that, and Doreen Valiente was the patron of the Centre for Pagan Studies. So the Doreen Valiente Foundation is instrumental in preserving the memory of Doreen Valiente, which is really important because Doreen was the founder of the modern craft in many ways, in that she wrote a lot of the rituals that we still use, and from my perspective it's very important that she believed that gay people could be witches just as well as straight people can, and she actually said that quite loud and clear in her speech in 1997 at the Pagan Federation conference at Fairfield Halls in Croydon, and I was there in the audience, and she got a standing ovation, quite rightly, for the whole speech. I guess there were quite a number of people there who were pretty pleased when she said that she'd always felt that gay people could be witches too. So there's a good connection there. And of course, in her Charge of the Goddess, she wrote, "All acts of love and pleasure are my rituals," meaning rituals of the goddess. So I've always felt very fond of Doreen and her commitment to equality, and so it's very exciting seeing Dark Mirror, The Inner Work of Witchcraft up on the Doreen Valiente Foundation shop next to Philip Heselton's excellent biography of Doreen. And the work of the foundation is really good, and I do urge you to support it, because what they do is they have Doreen's collection of magical objects and writings in a safe place, temperature controlled, and it's properly archived and properly managed, and at some point they hope to make it into a permanent museum exhibition, but for now it's very safely stored in a temperature controlled environment. And a few years ago they had a wonderful exhibition in Brighton of a lot of the collection. It was very exciting to see all of the items. And the Centre for Pagan Studies, which works in conjunction with the Doreen Valiente Foundation, does a lot of good work in trying to promote pagan education and the study of paganism for practitioners. So I would definitely urge you to support their work. It's very important what they do, and some really good people involved with it. Ronald Hutton is on the board of trustees, which is ably chaired by Emlyn Price, and Julie Bellum-Payne does some wonderful work there, and Rufus and Melissa, who knew Doreen, are also involved. So just a really good bunch of people doing a lot of really good work. So I'm really happy that my book is being published by this organisation. I think it's a great thing. So I guess I want to tell you a bit about the book as well. So the book is a way of exploring the inner work of witchcraft. So what do we mean by the inner work of witchcraft? Well, the inner work is what happens inside you when you're doing a ritual. So it's the psychological and spiritual processes that are occurring as you perform your Wiccan or witchcraft ritual. And I've written the book to include everyone, so it addresses people who are just starting out on the path. It talks about how to make sure that disabled people are included in rituals, how to make sure that LGBTQIA people are included in the rituals, and how to make sure that people with dyslexia or other neurodivergent people are included in the rituals too. And I'm also very excited that the second part of Dark Mirror, The Night Journey, Witchcraft as Transformation, will be published by the Doreen Valiente Foundation at the beginning of October. And that part of the series talks about the more sort of folkloric witchcraft and how we relate to the land and climate change, and how we can be better allies and accomplices to Indigenous and Black people, because that's really important. There is no climate justice without social justice. You cannot have an environmental movement unless it supports Indigenous land rights and the rights of Black people to a continued and peaceful existence. Those two things are inherently bound up together, in my view. So that is addressed in the second volume, the Night Journey, and the title of the Night Journey comes from the idea of the night flight of witches to the Sabbat. Now, whether we don't know whether that was a real physical event or something that people were, I mean, obviously they probably didn't fly, but they were travelling to the Sabbat. Whether they travelled in their dreams or whether they really physically travelled, we don't know. But there are many accounts of people travelling to the Sabbat by night, quite often on mountains and in wild places. And that's what inspired the title of the Night Journey. So it's much more about the folkloric witchcraft and the connection of witchcraft to the land and how important that is. And I also have a section on group leadership and how people who are leading covens can work to make their coven more inclusive and safer space, and how to create a safe and healthy group dynamic that can include everyone. So I'm very excited about the publication of my books with the Doreen Valiente Foundation. I hope you are too. Head on over to shop.doreenvaliente.org to get your copy, and you will soon be able to pre-order the Night Journey. I did for those of you who actually bought the first edition, we've done quite an extensive reworking of the book, so and also this very attractive cover with and this photo of this witch mirror was actually taken by Doreen Valiente, so and we've digitally extracted it and put it on this starry background. So I hope you will enjoy the book as much as I enjoyed writing it. So like I said, shop.doreenvaliente.org, and please do support the work of the Doreen Valiente Foundation. Thanks for watching.